So what we do on the blogging call, this of course is our free meetup that we have. And I always have to go back and look at my calendar so I say it correctly. This is the first Friday of every month. So mark your calendars. The first Friday of every month if you want to join in. And we are talking about the newbie bloggers, how to create and monetize your blog. And Sally is my co-mod. So there's Sally. She is a travel agent. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about herself, but she's a travel agent and also has a travel blog. And I have a blog called Freestyle Living. So if anybody wants to check that out, it's freestyleliving.net if you want to check out my blog. And so what we're talking about, and I have to back up and say this first, is whatever your story is, whether you want to have a business or whether you want to have a ministry or a mission or a hobby, a voice, anything at all, you're going to formulate a story. You know, once upon a time, here's where I was, and then I discovered homesteading, or then I discovered crafting, or then I discovered whatever it is, you know, IT services, or then I discovered whatever it is. And now I want to share it with the world. And you do that with blogging. So I want to back up and say this. Anytime you go to the internet and you search for something, and I always like to say you Google something, but of course there's 101 search engines out there now. So whenever you search for something and all of these articles come up, you go, gee, I want to know more about XYZ. And so you search for XYZ and a whole page of articles come up about XYZ. Those are generally all blog posts where somebody has simply written an article about XYZ. And you read through those stories, those blog posts, and you finally, you know, start to get your information together. You might have read several of those entries when you're out there searching, and you're taking notes maybe because it's a topic that you're trying to learn about. And so what you're doing is you're gleaning information from all these folks that have put their take on it into this blog post. And so a lot of times when you read it, it almost looks like a newspaper article. It'll say written by, you know, John Smith on such and such a date. And basically it's just a blog. They just blogged about that topic and they put it on a platform somewhere to make it searchable. So don't overcomplicate blogging, I guess is my point there. It's just an article that you've written that you have put on a platform somewhere that someone can find, that someone can search for it and find. So in our course on newbie bloggers and how to create and monetize your blog, we start off by talking about picking a blog name. And then there's a whole section on 13 ways to find your passion. Then we talk about the 3 questions that you must answer in your blog, or else your blog is not going to be a success. And then the number 1 tip for successful blog is to know your avatar or your audience. Anyway, we cover all of that. That's step 1. And we covered all of that in January. Each month we go through a different step. And so then in February, we talked about to get online and how to start guest blogging and how to collaborate as a blogger. And so that is step 2. And we talk about how a blog works. Oh, we've got 2 more people in the waiting room. Hang on just a moment and let me let them in. All right, so we'll let some folks in there. And so then we talk about how a blog works, and then the 15 top blogging platforms. If you guys could put yourselves on mute, please. And then I'll come back and call on you as we have time. And so then we talk about how to start guest blogging when you're completely unknown. And finally, we talked about the 10-point guide to blogger collaboration. So I want to talk about that today. Oh, we've got some more folks coming in. So I want to talk about that today, about the collaboration. And we also have a little mastermind group. If anybody wants to go deeper into blogging, we do have a mastermind group where we actually take it we dive a little bit deeper and we show the platforms and we help you pick your name and all of that sort of thing. So I want to kind of just talk about collaborating with your blog. So once you have your topic, like we talked about before, you know, the first month we talk about you know, picking your name and what your passion is and what you actually want to blog about. And so now that you have your message clear, and some of you may not, so that's okay. Because we talked about that in January. And if you want to connect with me to go deeper, you're welcome to do that. You can just go to Kathy Benner. You see my name there in my square. You can go to kathybenner.com, and all of the programs are there. You can tap in wherever you'd like. So kathybenner.com will give you the information. So, but once you have your voice, so to speak, now it's how are you going to get it out there? How are you going to get online? How are you going to actually, you know, customize and get online and have folks find you? And one of the best ways is to guest blog for each other. And so once you get started and you start guest blogging, you are in essence going to borrow someone else's audience. And I'll give you an example on how that might work. Sally has a blog, and she is my co-mod on the bloggers, and she has a blog and I have a blog. So I could write an article and guest blog. Let's say she's traveling because she's a travel agent, and she might say, Kathy, I want a blog to go out every Tuesday and I'm going to be on the road. Can you do a guest blog for me? And I could do a guest blog. And what that does is I'm going to advertise the blog to my audience because I'm the author. She's going to advertise the blog to her audience because she's the one that needs to put out content. And all of a sudden, my audience is going to see her and her audience is going to see me. And all of a sudden, see, the tide rises all ships. And so now when we guest blog for each other, we're getting twice the audience. Okay, so that's point number one, is guest blog for each other. Number two, you could interview each other. Let's say I really want to do a blog and I'm not, you know, and I need to write on a particular topic, and Sally might be the expert on that topic. So if I interview Sally and then I write my blog around my interview, she's going to share it because it's about her, see, and I'm going to share it because I'm the one that has the blog platform. And again, the tide rises all ships. That article is going to go out to my audience and to her audience. We also could select complementary topics. I might blog about a particular topic, and she could blog about a particular topic. And because they're complementary topics, I could share her blog with my audience, and I could say, here's more information on this subject from Sally, and she could share on hers, here's more information on this subject from Kathy. So see, we could select complementary topics and share on each other's post. And we could plan the timing. That's number 4. We could plan the timing of the post to where if she's blogging on a particular topic, I might stay in the same lane as her, and we could publish those on the same day. And then a lot of our audience will start to actually go to both articles. We could link between the articles. Now, for those of you that are in the IT space, you'll get this. Whenever you link back to your article or you link back to your website, it raises you in the search engines. The more links you have back increases your visibility. And so the more that I link over to Sally's article, the higher it raises her, and the more she links over to me, the higher it raises me. So you want to get folks saying, check out Kathy's blog or check out Sally's blog. So you want to get folks linking to your blogs. And so link between the articles. And then make introductions. Make introductions. Whenever you meet someone new, introduce them in your blog post, because as soon as you introduce them in your blog post, now see, it's about them. See, and now they're going to say, hey, somebody interviewed me and introduced me in their blog post. You got to go check it out. And so now folks are going to be sending their audience over to read your blog. And then host events together. I was at an event last night and I met so many great folks. And as a matter of fact, what happens when you start to think that you don't have any content, all of a sudden you have too much content. You're like, I don't have time to put all of this into a blog post. I went to an event last night and the connections were so good. I ended up meeting and doing a little bit of a deeper dive with about 6 folks that I really, got to know their story a little better. And I cannot wait to get to touch base with them. We've got another person coming in. I can't wait to touch base with them and start to interview them and get more information about them so that I can start to weave them into the blog post. So anyway, that's another good point. And then again, promote, comment on each other's We've got lots of folks coming in today. Now, for those of you that are on Zoom calls like this, if you've ever been hacked on a Zoom call, you know what that means, where somebody comes in that just wants to disrupt the call. If for some reason, I have got a lot of folks I don't know today, and so if for some reason that this Zoom call should get hacked, or we have a hacker or a heckler in the audience, I will simply end the call. We've got even more and more people coming in, and this is unusual to have this many folks. And so that's why, if for any reason that we, and I'm looking here, for some of you folks, if you could just mute yourselves. But anyway, for any reason, yeah, we've got even more people. This is unusual to have this many. So if we get some hecklers or hackers, I'll just simply end the call. And for those of you that want to come back in, I'll let you back in, for those of you that are truly interested in blogging. So yeah, so this is very unusual to have this many folks. So yeah, and I have folks that I'm not sure.
I just took off my earplugs because sometimes the noise that they've made in the past has compromised my hearing.
Yes,
so,
yes, I get that. I get that.
Thank you. But let me back in because I'm interested.
Yes, I get that. And so, yeah, we are getting quite a few, which is unusual. So,
yeah, I wanted to make a comment too. This is Ada. Yeah, I just don't think I'm here for the right reasons. You're going to see my name twice because I'm on 2 devices moving about. So
okay. All right. Very good. Very good. So anyway, it's hard when I have this many people to moderate. And so if somebody out there comes in to actually be a heckler or hack the call, it's hard for me to even find them so the easiest way for me is to just simply end the call and then come back in. So, for those of you that are truly interested, and I see everybody on, can we get you to turn your cameras on so we can see everybody? And that's what I did one time. If we didn't have a camera on, we kind of booted you from the room because we didn't know if you were a real person or not. And I see lots of folks on the call. Anyway, bear with me if that happens. We'll get back on. So
yeah, this is Ada again. Sorry, I'm not on the camera because I'm still bedhead and
okay, I get it.
Like
I get it.
And decluttering and all this stuff. So I'm moving about. Thanks.
I get it. I get it. Thank you so much for that. So anyway,
on the camera in the beginning, but I'm not going to be on it now. So
okay, all right. We see Christine.
I am a real person.
Very good. Very good. So anyway, push each other's content through the social network. So once you see that somebody posts, share that and move it around in your social media and get more visibility for them. And then you will also get more visibility for yourself as well. And then find an accountability buddy. Find someone that as you're posting, that you want to, kind of promote each other and say, I'm making my blog post today, and can you, do a blog post today? And so that way you have an accountability buddy. So do that as well. And so anyway, think about how you compare in your blogging with all of those ways to collaborate with another blogger. And basically what you're doing is they're sharing your audience and you're sharing their audience. That's basically the whole idea of collaborating with other bloggers. And so in a group such as ours, we do have a Facebook group, a blogging Facebook group, and you can put your blogs there, and then we will pick them up as an audience and share them with our profiles. And so any of you that are currently blogging, you can do that. So definitely go to the Newbie bloggers, how to create and monetize your blog. And that is a Facebook group, and you're welcome to go there and post your blog. So anyway, I'd like to find out from the folks that are in the room, how many of you actually have a blog already, and are you posting blog posts? Manny, how about you? Do you already have a blog, Manny?
Yes, I've been writing it for a few years now.
Oh, good. Tell us about your blog. What is your topic, and how can we find you?
Well, it's actually not published.
Oh, okay.
It's a recording that I've done for my grandchildren, so they know what I've written over the time while I was still here. Well, I'm still here, but you know what I mean. And it's basically random thoughts that go through my head. And but I do want to start a blog on network security for laymen, because I'm a retired system administrator.
Okay. All right. And so do you have a platform? That was our January topic, of course, is a platform to get started on your blogging. Do you have a way to actually post some blogs at this point?
Not as of yet. I've been using Blogger, but I was trying to get onto WordPress.
Okay. Now I'm not a WordPress girl because, again, it sounds like you've got some IT background and you've got some experiences there. And so I chose a platform that was kind of plug and play, where all I had to do was, scoot the plugin over and put in my content and hit the publish button. But for those of you that are on WordPress, kudos to you. And again, we talked about that in January and earlier in February when we talked about platforms, because even those plug and play platforms, they're based on WordPress. It's just a company has kind of put together kind of a ready-made platform on WordPress. And so
I would probably prefer to do that anyway.
Yes. So anyway, I chose to just go with, I'm with HostGator, but there's Wix, there's Weebly, there's all, I just went to my search engine and I just typed in what are the top blogging platforms, and the top 5 came up, and I picked one that was kind of plug and play. So you don't have to make the technology hard, is my point, if you want to get started blogging and find a platform. And also Facebook even has where you can create a group and you can actually call it a blog, and it even says blog instead of group. On Facebook where it says you have a page or you have a group, you even can have one on Facebook that says it's a blog. Now, my point in that though is that sometimes if that particular site would go down, or you would, lose that off of the internet, you would lose your content. So I do recommend that everybody put your blog post over in a Word document somewhere. And so then no matter where you post it to go online, you still have that backup copy in your computer. So I do recommend that you kind of perfect your post, if you will, your blog, your story, and then copy and paste it over into your platform from there. So Manny, thank you for that. Linda, how about you? Are you currently blogging? And if so, what is the name of your blog and what is your topic?
I am not blogging yet. It's something that I want to do in order to, get my thoughts and my contributions out there, but I'm at the earliest stages.
Very good. Have you chosen a platform yet, or have you even researched that yet?
I haven't really researched it. However, I have a pretty powerful platform that can host my website, my CRM, and all the things. And I believe they have added blogging capability on there. So I think I'll just live there with it.
Okay. All right. I get it. So, and that's perfect because it's going to be connected to the rest of your content.
Yeah, it'll be my own real estate, which is always a big concern.
Yes. Because you are a content creator already. Am I correct, Linda?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Ada, I see you have your hand up. Oh, Ada.
Yes, hi. I have my hand up. Sorry, I had to switch devices. Yeah, I have my hand up. So I don't have a blog yet, but I would like to probably start a blog later in the year. I can't say exactly when right now because I'm still in the process to set up my business, which I'm hope to launch. Well, I will be launching it, and unless there's something unexpected, I will be launching it this month in March.
Okay.
My business. So that's which is in the area of e-commerce. So once I get all that set up and things off and going, and probably later in the year, maybe by summer, I would like to start a blog, just start. So really the area I want to start is an area that is that I'm just interested in, but I don't really have a lot of knowledge of. So I will be coming in, as from that outside perspective. And I think that's what's going to be just interesting for people like me. It's kind of a little bit more technical, but it's but my perspective, it's going to be what about for people who are beginners with interested. So.
Okay. Well, I do want to say this. If you're creating a business, and Ada brought up a good point, if you're creating a business and you're starting a business, when you start your business, you're going to, of course, start with your subject matter, what it is that you're going to do for whom, what your business is. And then you're going to put together your actual website. And on your website, you're going to have your different offers, your different products, your different services. You're going to spell out all the different things that you're going to do on your website. It's like your menu. Like you go to a restaurant and you look at their menu, your website is going to be kind of the menu of your business. And then the reason for blogging is to go back and weave some of those products and services, because we're talking about how to monetize your blog. And your blog then can kind of become an advertisement, but you're telling your blog more in a story form, and you're just going to hook a piece of your story and a piece of your product or service into your blog. And then that's how you're going to be able to monetize that blog. For example, I have courses, I have masterminds, and I have affiliate links. And so when I blog, I weave my story into my blog, and then I weave in my courses, my masterminds, and my affiliate links. And that's how I monetize my blog. So that's down the road on how to monetize. It's a building process. So again, with blogging, you start with your platform, and then how do you get it online, and how do you get the word out? How do you find the right platform? And then how do you start to share your blog so that folks get to hear you and hear your voice and your story? And again, it could be whatever you want to promote. It could be your business. It could be a hobby. It could be a ministry. It could be just a passion project. Doesn't matter what it is you want to promote. A blog is a great way to promote it because it gets you out there.
That was great. Let me give you an example, or let me just set up one. Okay, so let's say I'm selling, I'm selling this this cup, you can drink out of it, and then so would I write a blog like saying, for example, oh, this morning, I'm having a nice cup of coffee in this, mug or cup that I sell, I'm just saying, like, that, let's say that was my product, or shirt or sweater, so he's like, oh, I'm nice and cozy up here in this sweater that I sell.
Well,
I'm bringing that up.
Yes and no. And again,
this
could actually be a topic for, because again, I have another whole lane called Build a Better Business, and it's how you build a business. And one of the topics that we talk about in Build a Better Business is that serving is your selling. And so a blog post such as what you were describing might sound a little salesy to me and to your audience. And so you want to be more serving and less selling. And so you might want to say, today it's all about making connections with my girlfriends, and we met for coffee and we had this deep conversation, and this is the topics that came up, and get to the heart of the matter. And then at the bottom, you could have a link that says, by the way, if you're interested in having a cup, same as the cups that because you could have a picture of all of you drinking your coffee, having your little coffee time together, but then you could just have a link where folks could buy the cup. But I wouldn't talk about trying to sell the cup in the blog post. The blog post would have to have a stronger message than just buy, because nobody wants to be sold. If I'm scrolling around and somebody says, buy my cup, that probably isn't going to resonate with me.
No, I wasn't thinking of saying buy my cup. I mean, I haven't thought about it much. Just the past 5 minutes we've been talking.
No, I get it.
just off of what you just said. But I'm just trying to say, are you like, what I'm trying to say is, as opposed to, I wouldn't even think about just saying buy my cup. That was not at all what was on my mind. Or buy my shirt. No. So what I was trying to say is, would you build, as opposed to like kind of like a story like this feels like a warm, cozy summer day. A warm, cozy winter day or something, or a cool day. How nice it is to have on my warm hoodie sweater, which just happens to be, I sell a warm sweater, but I'm not saying buy my sweater, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So the point is yes, tie it into your story. Yes. Whatever it is. And if you have affiliate links, you can just, share, like, for example, when I started to do podcasting, I said, I got this great ring light and this green screen and all of these great things. And I simply put a link at the bottom, that if anybody else was interested, they could click through. And I had like 10 people click through and buy the same ring light, the same green screen, and I have an Amazon link, and I simply had my affiliate Amazon link at the bottom, and I got a commission off of that blog post.
I can see how that was, because I'm in the market looking for some equipment for doing photos. You got any tips? No.
And so, and here's the thing: when you go search, and here's my whole point: let's say, gee, I think I want a podcast and I need a ring light. When you go to your search engine and you type in what is the best ring light, these blog posts are going to come up. And when the blog posts come up, they're going to say how great this was. They found it. This is what they're using. This is why they're using it. And then oftentimes there's an affiliate link. And if you click on it and you say, okay, I really resonated with what this guy was telling me about it, I think I'm going to click through on this one. And when you click through, oftentimes they're getting a commission. Now, the only thing.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the only thing that you need to remember when you're doing blog posts is that you have to make a note that you are using affiliate links. If you're going to use an affiliate link, you do have to mention that. And so what I do on my platform is I put it in my header or footer that affiliate links are being used. And that way I don't have to try to remember to put it in every single blog post. I have it on the platform itself that affiliate links are being used.
Okay, so you could just mention it once in the platform before they go inside. That makes sense. And also, I think I'm guessing, you can let me know if I'm correct, that before you would have a product on your website, you have already looked at it yourself and you already think that's a good product. So I think that's probably what people who would have made that purchase and click, they say, well, Kathy has good, I trust her judgment. So she has that link on, it's probably a good product.
Right. But folks aren't going to know that when they first click on your blog post. So that's why consistency is the key with blogging, is that you have to get out there on a regular basis so that folks do get to start to know, like, and trust you. And then once they start to feel a connection with you, then they do start to trust your judgment when you purchase something. So I want to go around and talk to some other folks. Mary, are you blogging already or no?
No, but what I'd like to know is, Kathy, I don't know if you can answer this, is how much time would you spend on a blog versus how much money you'll get in return in passive income? Does that make sense?
Yes. First of all, you do need when you build any kind of a business, and if you're going to monetize a blog, you are building kind of a lane, and it could be your entire business is just built around your blog if you wanted to do that. So it does take time to build that up, because you have to start to attract a readership. And that's why I shared earlier that when you want to collaborate, because, the bloggers can unite, because I have an audience, everybody has their own little core audience. And the more we can kind of collaborate with each other, we're sharing each other's audiences, which brings, the tide rises all the ships, which brings up your audience is seeing my post and my audience is seeing your post. Because again, I talk about passive income, and Sally talks about travel. Well, some of my passive income students, they want to travel, and some of her travel folks want to have passive income. So once we start collaborating, see, it doesn't take away from Sally, it adds to Sally. You see what I mean? Because her travel folks are still going to be her travel folks. But now some of my passive income folks may turn into her travel folks. See, so it doesn't take away, it actually adds to. And so it does take some time to build that. Depending on how you're monetizing, Mary, is how quickly you will grow your platform. It depends on basically just how quickly you can get in front of the audience. You have to get in front of a bigger audience to have more traction. And so that's why it's important to go through a course such as this. My thinking is and again, everybody is different, but I would allow at least a year to build up your audience to start to really find your niche, and because you'll get more clarity in what products you want to offer as your year unfolds. But you have to be consistent. So you'd have to blog. If you want to be able to monetize it by the end of 12 months, I would think you would have to blog maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Now, let me say this to say that. Some folks sit down and they go, oh my gosh, what do I blog about? That blank paper is sitting there. How do I get started? What do I write about? How do I pick something that's going to resonate with folks? Again, go over, and I like to use Google Trends. Go over to Google Trends and take your topic and type your topic about 5 different ways into Google Trends. And Google Trends will tell you what's trending, what people are asking for. And I'll give you an example. I wanted to write about passive income. So I went to Google Trends and I typed in passive income. And it said, oh, you've got this number of people that are searching for passive income. So I thought, well, what's another way to say that? Well, how about self-employment? So I typed in, how many people are searching for self-employment, and it had, it was getting some traction. So I kept thinking of different phrases. Finally, I put in the phrase working from home, and all of a sudden, boom, the traction was through the ceiling of the people that had searched for the phrase working from home. So what I concluded, and I've shared this in our mastermind group. So what I concluded is anytime I write an article about passive income, I need to have that phrase working from home either in the title line or in that first paragraph, because that's what people were searching for. There were more folks asking about working from home. Now, they may have wanted passive income. They may have wanted all those other topics, but they actually typed in the search bar working from home. So now what I'm doing is I'm entering the conversation in their head instead of them entering the conversation in my head. Does that make sense? Because I'm all about passive income. The world is all about how can I work from home? And so I had to tie that phrase together so that my blogging articles come up every time somebody Googles working from home options. Okay. So it depends how you position yourself. And so position yourself smartly and stick with it. Be consistent. I like to give myself a year on a lot of my goals and then revisit. So I like to say, I'm going to do this for a year. I'm going to be dedicated. I'm going to be committed. I'm going to go through the first 12 months, and then I'm going to revisit it in a year, and I'm going to see where I need to tweak it. Do I need to, change my focus a hint to be more in line with what my audience is looking for? And here's something that I say all the time. You have to start first and get clarity second. Sometimes we sit and we want to overanalyze and get clarity first before we start. We keep thinking, okay, I need to have clarity. I need to have this nailed down solid before I start. You need to start. And then as your audience resonates with what you have to say and your topic matter, you'll start to get more clarity. Just like me, I could stick with passive income all day long, and I'm not going to get the audience I needed until I pivoted just a hint over to the phrase of working from home. So now I tie that in often and I get a much bigger readership. Does that make sense, Mary? Hopefully that helps. So give it a year.
Thank you.
Give it a year and revisit. Robert, how about you? Are you blogging already? And if so, what is your topic matter?
I'm not blogging, not yet.
Okay.
So just still considering it. I have this little server, so I put WordPress on that server and just kind of have been trying to tinker with some of the things in it. So that's where I'm at now. So it's just on a local, it's not out on the real web yet. So.
Okay. And so are you kind of testing your market a little bit? Do you have a following, or how are you building that in the meantime?
No, I don't. I haven't been thinking about that too much. Well, I've been thinking about it, but I've been having a conflict between thinking about monetizing the blog and then just kind of writing about things and not worrying about that at this point, because it seems like I'm starting to overanalyze the situation like a little bit too much. So.
Well, and here's probably my advice to you would be to settle in on a platform and start blogging, because again, starting first, clarity will come second. And maybe say to yourself, I'm just going to blog because these is my topics that interest me, that might interest someone else, and I might have some information that I can share, and just start blogging, and then kind of see what kind of comments you're getting and what kind of traction you're getting. And then you'll know better after 6 months what direction you want to go and how you want to monetize it.
Yeah, you could, because that's what I started thinking, and just let it go from there, and you can always change direction, right? So
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. Manny wants to know about what server software. Again, I'm just using HostGator platform because it's a plug and play kind of blogging platform. I searched for the 5 top blogging platforms, and HostGator came up in the top 5. I think it was WordPress, Weebly, Wix, HostGator. I forget what the 5th one, but anyhow, I just picked one that was kind of overly user friendly because I didn't want to have to figure out the technology piece of it.
Right.
You could do WordPress hosted through Bluehost. Thank you for that, Eric. Yes. So I just wanted something that I could take a ready-made template and just plug my blog in and plug my picture in and hit publish. I wanted it to be super simple because I have a lot of other things going on, and I did not want to actually design a blog website. I just wanted to pick one that kind of matched my current website, and it's considered plug and play. So there's hundreds out there. We're going to talk about that later on in the course. We talk about, which platform to get on. And if you go to kathybinner.com and scroll down my homepage, you will see there's a whole blogging course there. If you join the mastermind, which is only $25 a month, by the way, you get the course for free. But you can buy the course totally separate if you just want to get the course. And it has all of that information in the course, all the different platforms. So I'll just toss that out there. But you're welcome to just stay on the free one that we meet up the first Friday of every month. We love having you here. Okay, Ada said she just resonated with the comment.
Kathy, that was
about
for you.
Start first. Yeah.
Kathy, that comment is just for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What I wanted to I wanted to ask your mastermind, is that start anytime?
You can start anytime in the mastermind. We meet twice a month, and you can start anytime in the mastermind.
Okay, so the basically what I just wanted to say, the comment is for you. I just to thank you very much, because basically what I wanted to say is I really just resonated. And if you want to talk anything more about it, fine. If not, it's fine. But I just want to let you know I really resonated with when you said start first. With given some other things that I came across this week. That's my theme. I think even with what I'm about to do with my business, to just start first. That just really resonated with me, and then the clarity will come. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. And Linda had a question about replays. We do record these, and all the replays are also there at kathybinner.com. You can see the free meetup icon, and if you click on that, you can find all of the replays of all of these calls. But then again, you can get the course and you can do the mastermind. And if you do the mastermind, the course comes with it. So don't buy the course separate from the mastermind, because if you do the mastermind, the course comes with it. Okay, let's move on to Eric. Eric, are you blogging currently? And if so, what is your topic?
Not currently blogging. I'm getting ready to.
Okay.
I have a company called Pure Bodywork. So
okay.
I work as a massage therapist, and I'm trying to expand that and go into personal training and health coaching in addition to that. So
very nice.
Whole kind of lifestyle platform to help people kind of get where they want to go. So the blogging is actually supposed to be like a different advertising arm for us to reach and engage more audience.
Yes.
So I was happy to hear everything that you had to say, like the advice that you were giving out to everyone about like how to actually do that and how that actually, converts.
It does convert, because when I blog about having passive income or about making money from home, one of the first things I do is I actually market, my courses and my masterminds right inside my blog. That's how I monetize the blog. So it is an advertising tool that points back to my business. Yeah, so absolutely, absolutely. I want to move on to Sally. Sally, tell us about yourself and tell us your experience with blogging.
Well, I'm kind of new to blogging, but I am blogging. My blog post is called embracetheunexpected.com, but not net, sorry, which might seem kind of unusual for a travel agent to be blogging about that. But I am a travel agent. I have my own travel agency. It's called Mermaid Travel. I do have a website, mermaidtravel.tours, and my blog post is connected finally, Kathy, to my website. And I blog, I came up with the name because it doesn't matter in life or with traveling. You're going to run into situations where things aren't going to work perfectly. So you can either just, rage against what's happening or be upset or, be very unhappy, or you can embrace the fact that this might be a good change. It might lead you to different places that you didn't think you were going to go, new experiences, things you can have things planned out as much as you want to. And I have done that. And, things very rarely go exactly the way you want them to go. But that's not a bad thing, depending on how you react to it. If you're always going to be unhappy because something doesn't go your way, you're going to be unhappy all the time. If you take it as an opportunity, a learning opportunity, you're going to be quite satisfied, I think. And I'm not talking about situations where your life is in danger or, you get seriously ill, but I've had so many examples of things that have happened that just pointed me into different directions. And the travel was one. I used to be a real estate appraiser. So that's kind of a big change. And I did write my story and I have posted about my story. So my blog post is kind of, one time it's about travel and maybe trips that are coming up. The other time it's very personal about how I got to where I am right now and what's happened along the way. I think you would agree with that, Kathy.
Absolutely. And Sally brought up a great point there. Again, over in our Build a Better Business mastermind, we're talking about weaving our story into our businesses because our story actually becomes the cornerstone of our business. It's because of who we are and how we got to where we are is what makes people want to connect with us. It makes them feel like, oh, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Or if that's how, if that's how the world works, then I want to connect with this person because something in their story resonated. And so I like to, every time I do a blog post, I like to go out and hook a piece of my story over into my blog post. And the best way to do that is to say, and to think about it like this, whenever Disney writes a movie or produces a movie, the movie goes something like once upon a time, but then this happened. And now here's the solution. And so you can take that formula with your story and you can say, once upon a time, here is where I was, but then I had this aha moment. And now I want to help you have this aha moment. And this is perfect for Eric when he's building his business around health and fitness and wellness. He can say, once upon a time, here's what got me hooked on this industry. Something in his life made him decide that he had a passion for health and wellness. And he can say, here's where I was. And then I discovered that, these things made my health and wellness better. And now I want to help you make your health and wellness better. And so that's just an overview of the framework when you're writing your story. And I do teach that in Build a Better Business. And here's what I want to say to everyone on this call. If you go to my website, kathybinner.com, and contact me there, I will let you into 2 masterminds for the price of one. The Build a Better Business Mastermind and the Blogging Mastermind go so closely hand in hand, because the blogging is a piece of the Build a Better Business. But it's so important if some of you are just getting started building your business and your message and getting your story included. It's very helpful to have both of those. And they meet on Mondays. And again, if you can't meet up on a Monday, that's still okay, because we record all of those and all of those are in the platform. You can go back and listen to all of that teaching.
Definitely second that, because I'm in both of those groups. So it does, one just follows the other.
Yeah. And so anyway, just contact me through my website and you know, I don't know, say BOGO or something, and I'll put you in both of those. So you can, and how that works logistically is that you would sign up for one, and then I would give you the second, I would give you a coupon where you could sign up for the second one at no charge. And that way you could be in both of those, and you can tap in as much or as little as your time allows. So Linda, we did chat with you already. You have a business, you have content, and you're just now getting ready to blog. Am I correct? Okay. And you do not have a platform, or you do?
I have a.
Oh, you're going to use your web. You're going to use the platform of your business, right?
Yeah, it's very powerful. It's like Kajabi, only more so.
Okay.
It has everything.
And so now, is there a cost to that? Can I ask?
There is.
And how
costly? It's actually, you actually save money by doing it, because like if you had to buy ClickFunnels and Calendly and web hosting and blog hosting and you know, I'm way ahead of the game.
Okay. Can you share what platform you're on?
Yeah. And in full disclosure, I am an affiliate. So
okay.
I'm happy to share a link. But it is.
And see, folks, this is how it works.
Yeah, it's called FG Funnels. F as in funnels. Funnel. It's Funnel Gorgeous. And one of these ladies was originally on Russell Brunson's team at ClickFunnels. And if you've ever seen Russell Brunson's stuff, it's primary colors like a kindergarten room, and a lot of hard edges, a lot of boxes, and a lot of, you know, blue, red, and yellow. And this has a lot more good feeling backgrounds and features and stuff.
Softer colors and softer edges.
Yeah. And it looks more professional. It looks more pleasing. And so anyway, they started out doing backgrounds, and then they began doing this full featured platform. But I'm paying $119 a month, and then for email service, I have to plug in my laptop. It's getting unhappy. Yeah, so for like the full everything, and then for email services, it's $20 a month. And once again, you'd be paying a lot more if you did MailChimp or whatever. And this isn't tied in. The MailChimp, etc. rates add up real fast, depending on, you know, the size of your list and stuff. This keeps things a lot more contained. Yeah, I'm in the process of just building out all the services. And if you have courses, you can host your courses there too. So there's a lot of awesomeness.
Now, to Linda's point, I will add, you know, I was very inexpensive when I got started. So I picked a free website platform, and then I picked HostGator, which was like $2 or $3 a month to do my HostGator platform for my blog. But then, you know, I started, like she said, I added Calendly so folks could contact me. And then I added Teachable so that I could put my courses. And then after so many students, I had to pay for Teachable. And after a while, if you're going to grow your business, there's two thoughts on this, and I'll paint both pictures for you. Number one, you could put it all in one place, like Linda has it. And it's simple. It's all there. You can build it from the beginning. You bite the bullet. You sign up on whatever, because oftentimes on those programs, you can start with a beginner platform with that company, and then you can grow as your business grows. If you need more memory, more service, more whatever, they have different levels that you can upgrade automatically as you go. So you don't have to jump in at the top level, is my point. If you piecemeal it together, like I did, it still works. And some folks like to have that freedom. So if they're not happy with one section of their business, they can just move that section and they don't have to move their whole business off of a platform. And so it depends on whether you want the freedom to move each piece and part of your platform to make it more usable for you, or if you want the simplicity of having it all together in one place. It's up to you how you want to build that. But I just want to take a little bit more of a 30,000 foot view of that, where you can just piecemeal it together. It's okay, but you have to figure out how to make it all link if you're going to do that. Like my website is on one platform, my blog posting is on a separate platform, because I discovered that my website platform didn't have a good blogging plugin. So I had to go to a separate platform to create my blog. And then I had to figure out how to link those two together. So if somebody's on my website and they want to click on my blog, it was a seamless click over. So for those of you that are more technical than maybe what I am, that would be easier for you. If, again, it's totally personal preference on what's best. But where I am, where I've piecemealed it together, if I decide that I just want to move my courses, I don't have to go in and rewrite my whole website and all of my blogs and move everything. I only just move the courses if I want to. If I want to get rid of my website and have a better platform, I only have to move that one piece of my business. I don't have to move the whole business. And so I have a girlfriend, and quite like Linda, she decided she wanted all of her stuff on one platform. And what happened is they kept increasing, and they kind of priced it so high that she decided she wanted to move, and she had to move everything. She had to move her website, her blog post, her courses, her email list. She had to move everything over. So again, there's no right or wrong answer here. It's just whatever your preference is. And if you don't have any cash and you don't want to start off, with $100 a month or $80 a month or whatever, start with some of the free stuff, and again, you have to start first, get clarity second. Don't overanalyze it to where you don't start.
Yeah, I have a comment as well. I really agree that, a lot of times just coming in on a shoestring can be really helpful, and then finding out what works for you and figuring out where you want to go with it. But if you feel like you're going to want to have several pieces of tech, like just for example, if you feel like you're going to want to have a funnel, well, like with ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson, it's like $97 a month just to have that. Mm-hmm. And it's very limiting. Like you can't build a website that looks like anything there. It's like 3 funnels, I think. And then the prices start bumping. And anytime you want a little bit more of something, it's up, up, up. And with this, for the 119, it's like unlimited websites, unlimited subdomains, unlimited funnels. It's so like if you think you're going to want a bunch of pieces like that, this is a way to really contain the cost. So that's what I would throw out in that regard. But I totally agree with your point that a lot of times just the free version may be adequate, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, just get started. Because in that first 6 months to 12 months of building your business or creating this, you can always convert it. It's not that hard to convert if you decide you want to convert to an all-in-one platform like Linda has. But anyhow, that's how it's done. She's got an affiliate link. So kudos to Linda. She gets it, and that's how you monetize part of your business. So good for you. Paul, how about you? Are you blogging already? And if so, what is your platform and your message?
Well, I did blog a while back, but I suspended it. I was doing it while I was having a job, but now I don't have a job. I suspended because the website is talking about something DIY trips. I don't have much money to spend to do some trips anymore. So because I was a job, so I can't continue with the blog, and I suspended it because I registered for 1 year. It will stop within a year. So I don't know. Not a lot of audience. The thing is, I cannot attract much audience at all.
Well, again, that takes time. So please hang in there. I do want to give you some more resources. And like Linda, I do want to say that I do have affiliate links. But again, at my website, kathybenner.com, if you go to my resource page, there is a link there for HostGator, and it's only like $2 and something a month if you needed a very, very inexpensive platform just to get started. So you know, I encourage you to at least start, and then just hang in there. And once you get something that's either so inexpensive or almost free, see, then you can hang in there for a few months, and it takes time to attract an audience. And here's what I want to say. Your audience will find you. Oftentimes we think we have to find our audience, but your audience will find you. Be authentic, be personal, weave your story into what you're talking about, and your audience will find you. It's just like when you're out there searching on the internet for something, and you resonate with a particular and it's most likely a blog post that you've discovered when you're searching for XYZ, and all of these articles about XYZ comes up, and you start reading through those articles. At some point you'll go, wow, this person gets me. This is exactly what I was looking for. And so now you scroll to the top and you go, who is this person that wrote this? And you see who they are, and you see what their message is and what they're about. And next thing you know, you're subscribing, because you're like, I want to hear more from this person because this person gets me. And so instead of you trying to find your audience, just put yourself out there and be authentic, and share your message, and your audience will start to find you. So hopefully that helps, Paul. So find something that's inexpensive. Again, my contribution to you is I have HostGator, and I do have an affiliate link with HostGator, and you can get in there very inexpensively if you're looking for something. Mine's like under $3, under $3 a month. Okay. So we've got Minnow with us. Minnow, can you share, are you currently blogging? And if so, what platform are you using, and what is your message?
I really don't have anything to share. I'm not blogging.
Okay, so you're just listening in. Yep. Okay, perfect.
Kathy, can you please just recall the 2 blogs you mentioned earlier that you know, if we wanted to email you about?
Are you talking about the platforms that I was using?
You said Build a Better Business. Oh no, okay. I'm sorry, your masterminds.
Yes, Build a Better Business and the Newbie Bloggers, which is the group that we're in today. The Newbie Bloggers. It's how to create and monetize your blog, and then the Build a Better Business. Okay, and Build a Better Business is just how to start and continue. What is that? What's the difference? The Build a Better Business breaks down everything from how to even determine what your message is going to be, what your business is going to be about. And then it's how to build out your business, how to create your products, your offers. And then once we get through all of that, we start talking about how can you advertise your business, and blogging is one way to advertise and point folks back to your business. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. All right, Christine, how about you? Are you currently blogging, and what is your platform and your message?
I am not currently blogging, but I am considering a few ideas. I'm not looking to build a business per se. It's more just a personal endeavor. Okay. Okay, I get that. I've explored different platforms and stuff, but I think WordPress will be the start. But you know, like I said, this is just a personal endeavor. I can't imagine, you know, I'm not looking for this to take off and be the next big thing. And you know what? That's fine, because sometimes we just want to have a voice. So it could be a ministry, a message, a passion. It could be anything that you want to blog about. And you don't have to monetize it. It's like we were talking before, you know, you could blog for a few months, and the more that your audience finds you, they might even start asking you, you know, if you mention, you know, let's say I have a hiker blog, and it's all about hiking. And I'm talking about, I found this great park to hike in, and I'm on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm hiking, and you know, and I've got pictures in my blog. And then somebody might say, where did you get your hiking poles? And then I might think,
maybe if I blog about my hiking poles and why I bought those, then I could put an affiliate link back over my Amazon affiliate link, which is where I bought my hiking poles off of Amazon. And every time somebody clicks through about that article about my hiking poles, I could actually make a commission. And maybe it's not my primary income, but it's a nice little way to monetize my blog post. And all I have to do is just mention in the blog somewhere or in my platform that I'm using affiliate links. And so all of a sudden, and here's where the sweet spot is, all of a sudden, when they say, I think I'm going to get some hiking poles like Kathy, because I love hiking. I've been following her blog. She's got all these great pictures and she's got all these great places she's going. And I think I'm going to get some of those hiking poles. And they click over. How many of us have an Amazon account? Yeah, most of us. And at the bottom, once you find your item that you want to order, at the bottom, it says, folks that have ordered these hiking poles have also ordered this backpack and these boots and across the bottom. And then while your reader is over there buying those hiking poles, they're like, you know what? I do need a new pair of boots. Here's the sweet spot. You get paid commission on everything they order on that click through. Even if they've ordered toilet paper and paper towels and laundry soap for their house, you get paid on all of that order. And so that is how you can monetize a blog post. And it's a very soft sale. You're not saying go out and buy my hiking poles. You just talk about it. And then next thing you know, they're asking you, well, where did you get your hiking poles? I need some hiking poles. What do I need to look for in hiking poles? So you get my point. So you can just, it just kind of grows. It just kind of unfolds. And you might surprise yourself, Christine. You might surprise yourself. Let's move over to Brian. Brian, are you currently blogging? And if so, what is your platform and your message?
Yes, I am currently blogging, although I don't make any money off of it like you. And although I want to, that's part of why I am here, because it's great to be here actually, because I'm free this Friday.
Oh, good. Well, what is your blog about? What are you blogging about?
That's a good question. Sometimes it's things around town mostly. And then that's what most of the blog is about. Sometimes it's about my radio show / podcast.
Okay.
As well, but.
Well, I like that you have
at least 2 blogs.
Do you have an overarching theme about what your message is? What is your podcast about?
That is a very good question.
Who is it that you're interviewing on your podcast?
Well, right now, nobody, because I'm doing my show from home and yeah, because I'm doing my show from home, so like you can't bring people in.
Well, but I do mine on a Zoom call, just like this.
A Zoom call.
Yes, I have a podcast, and I record my podcast on a Zoom call, just like this.
I know people who've done that, but it's just not the same as like face to face. But
I get it.
Who knows? But things are looking on the bright side. Fingers crossed.
Okay, Brian, you definitely need to connect with me on the Build a Better Business, because once we get clarity on what your message is, and then we can start working on attracting folks to your podcast and to your blogging. And then once we start attracting folks and you are entering the conversation in their heads instead of them entering the conversation in yours, then you're ready to start monetizing, because now you know what your folks need, and now you're ready to start monetizing. So here's my example. And I'm going to revert back to that Build a Better Business, because it just makes so much sense to, when I share it like this. When I started, again, I'll quickly, and Sally has heard my story a zillion times, but when I tell my story, I was a single mom, working minimum wage job, trying to make ends meet, and I ended up segueing over into the salon industry. And so that's where I finally found my niche. And so I was there for 25 years. And then when I was ready to retire from the salon industry, I did a segue over into teaching and coaching. And so then I thought, oh gosh, I have so many things. I'm all about health and fitness. And I brought up the hiking thing earlier. We love hiking. We love biking. And again, I wanted passive income. So I wanted better health and I wanted passive income. So I didn't have to punch a time clock. And I love to travel. And I thought, how does all of that come together in one voice? And so here's how I teach in the Build a Better Business. Sit down and make a list of everything you love and just make a list. And so I put hiking and biking and traveling and I didn't want to punch a time clock. I wanted passive income. I wanted to be able to work from anywhere in the world or work from home. I wanted to, I didn't want to have to drive somewhere and spend the whole day at the job. And so I just made a list of all of that. And I thought, what is that list saying to me? And that list was saying freestyle living. That list of things was saying, you want freedom, you want freestyle living. And so I had to back up and get that 30,000 foot view of my list of what I wanted my life to look like. Now, once I had that clarity, that I wanted freestyle living, now I was ready to circle back around and start making products and services that go toward freestyle living. So the first thing that I did is I segued to doing everything online. And the way to do everything online is I wanted to have a broader focus. I wanted, because I love to travel. And so I created the Kathy Benner International Academy. Now, I had to speak life into that. If I wanted it to be international, I had to say international. I couldn't say that I had, the Ohio Institute or the American Institute, which verbally put boundaries on my audience. If I said, this is the Ohio Institute, it kind of implies that it's only people from Ohio. And if I said the American Institute, it implies that it's only folks that are in America. If I said the International Academy, now it implies that it's international. So you have to start living into your vision once you have the vision. But in order to have the vision, you have to start with that list of everything that you love and really kind of highlight what you're passionate about. So what I realized once I made my list, the only way I can have freestyle living is to have that passive income base, have that freedom number that I needed to pay the bills. We all have to have a roof over our head. We all have to have, food in the fridge. And so how much money does everyone have to have that? And so I thought, that's where I want to help folks. I want to help folks get that passive income so that they too can have freestyle living. So that's how I built my business. But see, I had to come up with that vision first of who I was and what my message was about. And that's what my message was about. And so now, once upon a time, I was this single mom working 2 jobs, blah, blah, blah. But then I discovered how to have passive income. And now I want to help you discover how to have passive income and how to create your business so that you can have freestyle living. So you see how that hero's journey starts off with me struggling and finally finding a solution. And now I can become the guide to help you acquire the same thing. So in your business, what you want to do is you want to make a list, Brian, of all those things that you love and find that thread that weaves between all those things. And then that's where you want to put your focus on what you want to call your business. And then your audience will find you because they'll resonate with that message. Is that helpful?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that is like one of the next steps I'm going to take is like monetizing a blog. Because again, I do more than one blog.
Well, again, you have to find, because it's going to get too time consuming if you're trying to go after all these different lanes. But if you have one blog and you can get that 30,000 foot view to where you name your business and your blog and your theme is a broader theme, now you can blog about all kinds of things. Because under freestyle living, I can talk about hiking, I can talk about biking. I can talk about income. I can talk about traveling. I can talk about all those things under Freestyle Living. And so now I don't have to have a fitness blog and a money blog and a travel blog. And, you know, I don't have to have all these different blogs and now go, oh my gosh, I got to blog on all of these every week. And, you know, because consistency is the key. That's what gets an audience. And I don't have to spend all this time trying to fulfill all these lanes because I have put them all under the umbrella of Freestyle Living. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, Kathy, does make sense. But yes, and thank you again. And I am looking forward to like launching a business.
Well, again, please,
Sure.
please tap into our Build a Better Business and stay in here with the, you know, with the newbie bloggers, and we'll just keep pouring great information out there that you can assimilate and use in your business. So we have not heard from Mian yet. Mian, how about you? Are you blogging currently? And if so, what is your platform and what is your message?
Oh, okay. So a couple of years ago, I tried to start a blog. I set one up through the free WordPress and just to try it out. And I got like no views or hits. So then I just gave up. But then I realized there were probably a lot of things I weren't doing and I didn't devote enough attention to it or time or put it in the proper searches. I just didn't take the time to do the stuff I needed to do. So now, ever since COVID hit, I thought about, well, restarting it because I had some extra time. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of like refreshing myself on the basics of what I need to do.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Linda, thank you for being with us. We love that you're here. Thank you so much. Mian, for you, I want to tell a little story. And I tell this in my Build a Better Business class as well. I drove down the street the other day and there was this cute little shop that opened up in my town. And I looked over, but I was on my way somewhere and I had to be somewhere, but I looked over and I thought, that's a cute little shop. I can't wait to go in there and welcome them to the neighborhood, you know, because I'm a business owner and they're a business owner. And so I thought, Sally, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on. Sally has another meeting as well. And so I thought, you know what, when I get a free day, I'm going to go over there and welcome them and I'm going to buy something to support them in the community. And, you know, life gets in the way. And so I got busy and I had to be here and I had to be there. And then, of course, we travel some. And so then we had because we own properties in a couple other states. And so we were off to another state and finally came back. And finally, I had a free Saturday. And I said, okay, today's the day I'm going to go. I go over and they're gone, boarded up, closed. And they didn't last 30 days. And so with that said, it hurt my heart because they didn't stay long enough for their audience to find them. They didn't stay long enough for their tribe to find them.
What type of business was that?
It was just a little dress shop or a little clothing store. And I just couldn't wait to get over there to check them out. And they just didn't wait long enough. I think in their minds, they thought we're going to open and we're going to be a success and things are going to go good. And here in just a month or two, they didn't make enough sales, to pay their rent, obviously, or whatever reason they chose that this wasn't going to work out for them. Now, my point, and Paul has to go too. Thank you so much for being on, Paul. So my point in that is whenever I launch something, I give it a year. I decide that I am going to launch this. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to show up. I'm going to over deliver. I'm going to add value, and I'm going to do it with my whole being for 12 whole months. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to revisit it and see what I need to adjust, because I can guarantee you by then, if you put your whole being into it and make a commitment to do it, I can guarantee you that at the end of 12 months, you're going to start to have some clarity. You're going to start to have some clarity as to here's how I need to adjust that. Like me, I could talk about passive income for a year, and I discovered that working from home got me a lot more traction. So I started to just adjust my lane a little bit to make sure I worded that differently. And I then started gaining more traction. So then when I started with the working from home folks, I got even more clarity on how they wanted to work from home. So see, action starts first, clarity comes second. But you have to give it time. You have to, if a pizza shop opens, they're not going to start making a profit by next Tuesday. They have all of these expenses up front to get started. And if you search it out, it says that a brand new business takes 3 to 5 years before it turns the corner financially. The same with an online business, takes 3 to 5 years, but you'll definitely see traction after 12 months, but you've got to give it some time. Mean, you had your hand up. Yes.
That's exactly what happened with me, is that I didn't know anyone else that was doing a blog, and I didn't know that 1 year was the norm until it started like getting noticed. And I tried it for a few months and then I gave up. But that's true. And anything else I started online, it took about a year for it to get traction.
Yes. And because oftentimes when we start, we don't have clarity. When we start, we're kind of all over the map. We're like, well, I'll toss this out and I'll toss that out. I'll post this, I'll post that. I'll see what sticks. I'll see what gets traction. And we don't know until we've done it a while and we start to get clarity and we start to get focused more on what our message is before it even starts to really gain traction. So yes, you have to give it some time. And you have to constantly kind of be reevaluating on, when you do a social media post, see which ones get the most traction. And I can tell you right now, the ones that you weave your story into is going to get more likes and views and shares than the ones that you don't weave your story into. And so that's why over in Build a Better Business, we teach that your story is your cornerstone of your business. Your story. That's where folks resonate with you and connect with you. Is that helpful? I love it that you guys were all here. We went over a little bit today. Some folks had to jump off. I get that. So no problem with folks that have to go. I understand. And thank you for those of you that stayed on the whole time. And again, this is recorded. If you go to kathybinner.com, that's the easiest place because you see my name already in my square. You see how to spell it. And just kathybinner.com and go over to my website. When you scroll down the home page, you will see all the different lanes, and every lane has a free meetup, it has a course, and it has a mastermind. Join as many of the free meetups as you want, as what your time will allow. If you join the masterminds, you can have 2 for the price of 1, but you have to contact me through the website and remind me of which 2 you want so I can get you into the correct 2. And then the course comes with the mastermind. So, if you just want to buy the course, that's fine, but you get the course for free if you join the mastermind. And so once you're in the mastermind, all of everything is recorded. These calls are recorded. They're also in the platform. You can go to kathybinner.com. You can click through and listen to any back recordings on any of the free meetups. And then once you join the mastermind, you get all the mastermind recordings as well. And all of those will be posted there as well. And we're adding new stuff every month. If a topic comes up in a call such as this, and someone has a topic that I haven't addressed in my course, I will go research it and address it in the course. So I'm adding to the course and to the mastermind every month as different topics come up in these free calls. And so for those of you that are trying to start a business, or you are wanting to grow your business, just know, and when we talk about funnels, and Linda mentioned funnels before, just know that my free meetup such as this is the top of my funnel. So folks attend these free meetups and you see how I'm monetizing the funnel and again, it's up to you. Join as many of the masterminds or courses as you'd like. And then of course, I do have one-on-one coaching. If anyone's interested in that, you can see how this is just the free meetup. Then the course is the next price point. The mastermind is the next price point. The one-on-one coaching is the next price point. And from there, because my overarching umbrella is Freestyle Living, I have collaborated with Sally, who is the travel agent that was on the call earlier, and we are doing Celebrate Your Business trips. And so you would be invited to do trips with us. And then last but not least, if you scroll on down the home page, you'll see a calendar. And that is the best way to see when these events are, because you can click through all those free things and you can say, I don't see, is it Fridays? Is it Thursdays? I don't know how it fits my schedule. You can just scroll down to the calendar And the calendar has all the masterminds and the free media, has everything on the calendar, and you can see how that fits your schedule. So you know which ones you want to plug in. And so I'll mention that. And so I welcome all of you to join us again the first Friday of every month. And in March, we're going to talk about customizing our blog. We talked about the blog name. We talked about the platform. We talked about how to collaborate with other bloggers to share audiences. And now we're going to talk about next for the month of March, the whole month of March, we're going to talk about customizing. The actual mastermind, blogger mastermind, is March 14th and 28th. It's the second and fourth Monday. The Build a Better Business is the first and third Monday. So kind of every other Monday is the bloggers, and every other Monday in between there is the Build a Better Business. And again, all of that's recorded. So any questions or comments before we go? I want to thank you, Eric, for staying in, and Brian and Christine and Ada and Mian. Thank you so much. Yes, I really appreciate you guys being here, and connect with me. In my website, kathybinner.com, there is a link there for a free strategy call. It's complimentary. If you want to chat with me one-on-one, I'd be happy to do that as well.
Hey, thank you. What you said today was incredibly helpful.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for being here. And we will see you again next month. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.